There it was.
Apparently, by igniting the first IED, we woke up the bad guys. They were waiting for us this time.
You, among other things, are a documentary filmmaker. How did you get down that path?
As I've always been a historian, military historian specifically, and
Still fairly new. A lot of them.
I've wanted to do something to help preserve history, and my focus was always on World War II to start.
Your first project was on the Iraq War.
It was the deployment from the Oregon National Guard's 2 of the 162 deployment to Iraq in 2004 and 2005.
Really, after the documentary came out, and there was a period of time where Gary had reached out to me and said, hey, I want to tell more stories. How can we do this? He developed this database, Veterans Legacies.
Veterans Legacies is, the whole idea behind it is to preserve all of this history.
That was our first.
We had our full load of ammunition, about 3 trucks.
First burst she let fly at me.
Tell me how the idea for a class on Veterans Legacies came about.
Mark Browning and Gary approaching, Greg Newman, our principal, and then he came to me and, thought about it for a second. I said, well, that sounds really exciting and something the kids would really buy into and get a lot out of. And I said, yeah, let's do it.
Why did you choose to enlist?
Well, my father was in World War I, and he felt I should have some training.
Did you end up seeing combat?
They didn't send us where there was danger.
Why did you sign up for the Veterans Legacy class?
I am a huge history buff.
Really?
And that was immediately exciting to me.
What are some of the things that you've learned from speaking with the veterans?
That we definitely need to carry their stories on, because every story is different and they all have a different past that led to that. And some of them have values that we all need to take from that, and that's something that the only way we can get that is if we go to them for it and we interview them and ask them. And not only that, they're the ones that gave us the life that we have now. So we just want to be able to take that away and embrace that.
So we're just trying to get their story and make sure that no one is forgotten, and going to try and do that to as many people as possible.
What did your daily routine look like?
Does having a live example of history in your classroom provide students something they can't get out of a textbook?
Oh, absolutely. I talk about history being living and tell kids all the time, even my other history courses, talk to someone who's been there, because they can give you the emotion and the true feeling of what it's like and that you don't get from printed material.
Now, Gary and Mark know that documenting and sharing the stories of all veterans is a monumental task. That's why they've developed this classroom curriculum in hopes that the class can be replicated in schools throughout the country, giving students the chance to help in the work of preserving the experiences and sharing the stories of the men and women who have given so much to all of us.
Such great stories and such cool kids, too. What a great idea. Hey, tell them the stories of all veterans, though, Joey. That's a big undertaking. Are they starting with smaller groups of soldiers?
Starting with World War II vets, as we're losing nearly 500 of them a day, and their average age is 94 years old. These stories are all available for free on veteranslegacies.com. Gary and Mark have a very strong belief that these stories have already been paid for, and nobody should have to pay for them again.
Boy, they should be told. Great story. Joey, thanks so much. And as we mentioned, if you have a story idea for Joey's Journal, you can email it to joeysjournal@kgw.com or post it on Joey's Facebook page.